God never shows you a message by accident. If your eyes have found these words before tomorrow, before 13th November, it is not coincidence. It is confirmation. Because what is coming is not random. It is prepared. And maybe God is whispering to you, congratulations, because something is shifting for you. You see, life speaks in silence. Sometimes, the greatest blessings do not arrive with noise. They arrive as stillness, as realization, as inner calm. So before you step into tomorrow, I want you to carry 4 keys, 4 understandings that can awaken the part of you that already knows. You are chosen for something higher. Awareness is the beginning of transformation. Every seed of change that ever took root began in the moment a person became aware. Aware of their breath, aware of their thoughts, aware of their own patterns, aware that something within them was quietly calling for more. You see, transformation never happens by accident. It begins in silence, in a moment when you stop running from yourself and you finally look inward. That is where awakening starts. Most people spend their entire lives asleep. They move through the same routines, speak the same words, think the same thoughts, and react to the same emotions without ever pausing to see what they are doing. They repeat days, weeks, and years, believing that life is simply something that happens to them. But the truth is far greater. Life is not happening to you. It is responding to you. It mirrors the level of your awareness. When you change what you see, what you experience begins to change. Awareness is the sacred light that reveals what was always hidden in plain sight. It is not about learning something new. It is about remembering something ancient. The wisdom already within you. When you become aware, you begin to notice that everything has meaning. Every conversation, every delay, every struggle, even every silence, they all hold lessons. But awareness is not given, it must be cultivated. It grows through observation, patience, and stillness. Think about this: when a storm comes, most people look at the rain and run for shelter. But the one who is aware feels the rain, observes its rhythm, and learns from it. They understand that life too comes in seasons. You cannot control the storm, but you can learn to dance within it. That understanding only arises from awareness. Without it, you see chaos. With it, you see wisdom. There are moments in life when everything seems to fall apart, when you feel lost or uncertain. Most call these dark times, but in truth, they are invitations. The universe shakes you not to break you, but to wake you. Awareness often begins in discomfort. Pain opens the eyes that comfort kept closed. When you suffer, you begin to see. That is the paradox. Your deepest struggles become your greatest teachers, once you are aware enough to listen. When you look back at your past, you will realize that the moments which hurt you the most were the ones that taught you who you are. They forced you to stop pretending. They made you confront your truth. Awareness makes you see that even your wounds had purpose. They were not there to punish you, but to shape your perception. But awareness requires courage. It means facing yourself completely. It means observing your fears, your anger, your jealousy, your habits, without judgment, without running. It means standing in front of the mirror and saying, "This is who I am right now," and still choosing to love yourself in that very state. Because only when you accept what is, can you transform what will be. Imagine your mind as a room filled with noise, thoughts rushing in like uninvited guests. The more you chase them, the louder they become. But if you sit quietly and observe, you begin to notice something. The noise is not who you are. You are the silence that exists beneath it. Awareness is realizing that you are not your thoughts. You are the space in which thoughts appear. You are not your emotions. You are the presence that feels them. You are not your pain. You are the consciousness that is aware of pain. That understanding is freedom. From this place, awareness becomes your guide. You begin to walk differently. You speak with intention. You listen without needing to respond. You start to see life not as a series of problems to solve, but as experiences to understand. Awareness slows you down so you can truly see what is happening around you and within you. It is awareness that tells you when your energy is being drained by people or environments that no longer serve your peace. It is awareness that helps you recognize patterns repeating in your relationships or choices. The same challenges often come again and again, not because life is unfair, but because you have not yet learned what they are trying to discipline. Is the bridge between the divine and the human. It is the meeting point where intention becomes manifestation, where prayer becomes practice, and where the invisible begins to take form in the visible world. Everyone speaks of dreams, of visions, of wanting to become something more, but very few understand that without discipline, dreams remain as clouds, floating, beautiful. But without ground, the divine can whisper to you, the universe can show you signs, but if your feet do not walk the path, those signs fade into forgotten possibilities. To live with discipline is to live in alignment with truth. It is not punishment. It is not rigidity. It is sacred devotion. Devotion to what is highest within you. When you commit to discipline, you are making a silent agreement with life itself. I will meet you halfway. You are saying to the divine, I am ready to participate in the miracle. And the divine always responds to participation. Because grace is not passive. Grace multiplies when it meets effort. Every sunrise carries a hidden invitation. It says, will you show up today? Not only for your work, but for your purpose. Not only for others, but for yourself. Those who rise with intention begin to understand that discipline is not about control. It is about liberation. It frees you from chaos, from doubt, from laziness, from the constant noise that tries to pull you away from your higher path. When you are disciplined, you are not a slave to the mind's impulses. You become its master. Think of the monk who wakes before dawn, long before the world stirs. He does not rise because it is easy. He rises because it is necessary. He understands that mastery is born in consistency. Every morning meditation, every breath, every repetition is a step on the bridge between the divine and the human. What he does daily, consciously, becomes who he is. That is the power of discipline. It transforms actions into identity. Many people wait for motivation to come. They wait for inspiration, for the right time, for the perfect feeling. But those who walk the path of mastery know the truth. The right time is now, and inspiration comes after discipline, not before it. You do not move because you feel ready, you move, and then readiness appears. Discipline is the silent force that carries you forward when emotion fades. It is the unseen energy that says, even when I don't feel like it, I will still do what must be done. That is how the human begins to touch the divine. Every sacred tradition, every path of wisdom has always taught the same thing. Devotion is expressed through repetition. The prayer you whisper every day becomes a vibration that shapes your destiny. The daily action you take becomes a ritual that invites divine energy into your life. If you practice patience every day, patience becomes your nature. If you practice gratitude every day, abundance becomes your reality. The energy you repeat becomes the life you live. That is why discipline is not about doing, it is about becoming. There is a difference between effort and consistency. Anyone can make an effort for a day, a week, or a month, but consistency, that is effort spiritualized. That is when you turn your action into art, your routine into reverence. When you do something with awareness, day after day, it becomes meditation. Washing dishes can become meditation. Walking can become meditation. Speaking truth can become meditation. Discipline turns every act into prayer when it is done with presence. The human mind loves comfort. It seeks the path of least resistance. It says, I'll do it later, or it's too hard today. But the divine in you whispers differently. It says, rise. Begin now. Every time you listen to that whisper, instead of the noise of excuses, you strengthen your spirit. You build trust with your higher self. You begin to realize that true freedom is not doing whatever you want. It is having the strength to do what is right, even when you don't want to. When discipline enters your life, the ordinary becomes sacred. A simple act like waking early, sitting in silence, or writing your thoughts becomes a doorway to clarity. Slowly, you begin to notice that the world inside you starts to organize itself. Your energy aligns. Your mind quiets. Your emotions stabilize. The divine begins to flow through you because you have created space for it through consistency. There are days when discipline feels heavy. Days when you question if it is worth it. When you feel tired, uninspired, or unseen. But those are the moments that define your transformation. The breakthrough always hides behind boredom, behind struggle, behind repetition. The person who keeps walking when the path feels long eventually discovers that the path itself was the teacher. The purpose of discipline is not only achievement, it is purification. It burns away weakness, distraction, and doubt, leaving behind only strength, clarity, and faith. Discipline teaches you that success is not something you chase. It is something you attract by becoming worthy of it. When your actions, thoughts, and emotions align every day with your higher purpose, success naturally follows. The universe recognizes consistency. It mirrors commitment. When it sees that you are serious, it opens doors that were once invisible. But you must prove, through discipline, that you are ready to receive. In the world today, everyone wants instant results. Instant growth, instant peace, instant answers. But divine timing does not rush. The tree that grows tall spends years, first building roots underground. You cannot see its progress, but the roots are preparing it to withstand storms. Your discipline works the same way. Even when nothing seems to change, your consistency is creating roots beneath the surface. And one day, suddenly, you bloom. People will call it luck, but you will know it was discipline. Discipline also means saying no. No to distractions, no to negative influences, no to habits that weaken your spirit. Every no you speak from awareness becomes a yes to your higher self. To say no is not rejection, it is direction. It tells the universe, I am focused. And focus is divine language. It is through focus that creation itself was born. Light, form, and purpose all emerged because energy was directed, not scattered. To be disciplined is to walk the narrow path, the path of self-respect. You respect your word, your time, your purpose. You no longer break promises to yourself. When you say you will do something, you do it. Because you understand that the energy you bring to small commitments is the same energy that will build great ones. The person who cannot keep a promise to themselves cannot hold a destiny from heaven. Discipline is the proof that you are ready to handle blessings without losing yourself. And so, every day becomes a training ground. Life will test your focus, your patience, your faith. Some days will feel like progress, others will feel like nothing moves at all. But that is the mystery of growth. It is silent. You don't see the change until one day everything inside you feels different. Your habits are different. Your thoughts are cleaner. Your heart is calmer. You realize that discipline has not only changed your life, it has changed you. The divine energy responds to vibration. When you are undisciplined, your vibration is scattered, inconsistent, confused. But when you live with discipline, your vibration becomes clear, steady, magnetic. You begin to attract guidance, opportunities, and peace. Your prayers gain power because your energy no longer contradicts your words. You ask for strength, and your actions prove you want it. You ask for direction, and your focus creates space to receive it. In moments of weakness, remind yourself, even divine beings were forged in practice. The Buddha sat for years beneath the Bodhi tree. Christ fasted in the wilderness. The masters of old devoted lifetimes to simplicity and repetition. They understood that divine realization is not a gift. It is earned through practice, through surrender, through discipline. And if they needed practice, so do we. There will come a time when discipline no longer feels like effort. It becomes rhythm. It becomes natural. You begin to enjoy the stillness of early mornings, the silence between thoughts, the peace of order. You discover that you no longer fight with your mind, you move with it. The bridge between your humanity and your divinity becomes strong, unshakable. You realize that discipline was never meant to limit you. It was meant to free you. The moment you understand this, everything changes. You stop resisting structure. You stop waiting for luck. You begin to love the process more than the result. You start to see that every disciplined act, waking early, meditating, being kind, working hard, staying honest, is like adding another stone to the bridge that connects you with the divine. And one day, you will look back and realize you have crossed it. That is when you understand the real purpose of discipline. It is not only about achieving goals, building success, or proving strength. It is about remembering who you truly are, a divine being capable of shaping reality through conscious action. Every act of discipline is a declaration that you remember. It is a message to the universe that says, I am ready to live awake. So, when tomorrow arrives, when 13th of November dawns, ask yourself only one thing: will I show up for my higher self today? Will I build the bridge step by step, even when no one is watching? Because if you do, if you commit to that inner promise, you will begin to notice something miraculous. The universe will meet you halfway. Opportunities will align. Peace will expand. Strength will replace doubt. Discipline is how the divine tests your readiness. It is how the human earns the trust of heaven. Every repetition, every consistent effort, every time you rise when it would be easier to quit. Those are the moments when you are seen, when unseen forces begin to move in your favor. The divine is not far away. It moves through your discipline, through your focus, through your commitment to become more. So remember this truth: when you walk the path of discipline, you are never walking alone. The moment you decide to rise, life rises with you. The moment you begin to act with purpose, grace begins to flow through your steps. The divine will not carry you across the bridge, but it will meet you in the middle. And that meeting is what we call transformation. Surrender is not weakness, it is alignment. To surrender does not mean to give up. It means to give in to something deeper, something wiser than the restless mind. It means to stop pushing against the current of life and begin to flow with it. Many people misunderstand surrender. They think it is a form of defeat, that to surrender means to stop trying. But in truth, surrender is the highest form of intelligence, because it recognizes that control is an illusion. You cannot force the river to flow faster, but you can learn to move with its rhythm. There is a quiet strength in letting go. When you surrender, you are not running away from responsibility, you are releasing the need to control what was never yours to control. You still act, you still plan, you still walk your path, but now you do it with peace instead of pressure. You understand that the outcome does not define you, your alignment does. When your actions are guided by the rhythm of life, rather than the noise of fear, everything begins to unfold naturally. Imagine you are holding sand in your fist. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. But when you open your palm, the sand rests easily. That is the paradox of surrender. When you let go of control, life becomes easier to hold. The more you fight, the more you lose. The more you trust, the more you receive. Because trust is the energy that aligns you with the divine. Every human being experiences moments of resistance. Times when plans collapse, people leave, doors close. The mind screams, "Why is this happening?" But the heart whispers, "Something else is being prepared." Surrender is the moment you begin to listen to the whisper instead of the scream. It is when you stop saying, "Why me?" and start saying, "Show me." You stop asking for the situation to change and start asking for yourself to be changed by the situation. To surrender means to release the story that life must go your way. You start to realize that what you call your way is often built from fear, from desire, from past conditioning. The divine path is different. It unfolds from wisdom, timing, and unseen orchestration. The moment you try to control timing, you create tension. The moment you trust timing, you create peace. What if the delay is protection? What if the detour is direction? What if the rejection was redirection? Life is not punishing you, it is positioning you. There are seasons for action and seasons for stillness. The tree does not resist winter. It trusts the cold because it knows that stillness is part of its growth. The leaves that fall are not losses, they are releases. The same is true for you. There are things you must release, not because they are bad, but because they have completed their purpose. When you surrender, you allow the old to leave gracefully, making room for what must arrive. Many people pray for peace while holding tightly to what disturbs their peace. They ask for clarity while refusing to let go of confusion. They beg for guidance but still insist on choosing the direction. True surrender means stepping out of the way. It means saying, "I do not know, but I trust." That single sentence opens every locked door. Because the universe is not waiting for your control, it is waiting for your cooperation. There is a story told among monks. A student once asked his teacher, "Master, how can I find peace?" The master replied, "Drop the rope." The student, confused, asked, "What rope?" The master smiled and said, "The rope you are using to pull the world toward you." The student fell silent. That is surrender. To stop pulling. To let life come to you instead of dragging it toward you. When you practice surrender, you begin to see that not everything requires reaction. The moment something happens, the untrained mind immediately labels it good, bad, success, failure. But the aware mind simply observes. It allows the event to unfold and watches what it teaches. Sometimes the things you call mistakes become your greatest teachers. Sometimes the things you call losses become your greatest liberations. When you are aligned, you understand that every event carries divine design. Surrender teaches you to live from the heart rather than from fear. Fear says, "What if I lose?" Love says, "If it's meant for me, it will stay." Fear says, "What if this ends?" Love says, "Then something better will begin." When you surrender, you no longer bargain with the universe, you trust it. You stop saying, "I'll believe it when I see it." And you start living, "I'll see it when I believe it." Faith precedes evidence. That is alignment. Some people think surrender means passivity, but it is the opposite. Surrender is active trust. It is the courage to move forward even when you cannot see the full staircase. You still take action, but without anxiety. You still pursue goals, but without attachment. You give your best, and you let the divine handle the rest. You plant the seed, you water it, you wait. You do not dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust the process. There comes a point in life when the struggle to control everything becomes exhausting. The endless worrying, planning, fixing, and predicting, it drains your soul. You start to realize that control was never peace. The moment you release the need to control, you discover an inner stillness that feels like home. That stillness is not emptiness, it is connection. It is the quiet realization that something far greater is guiding you, breathing through you, shaping you. Surrender also means accepting uncertainty. The mind craves certainty because it fears the unknown, but the unknown is where miracles live. If everything was certain, there would be no growth, no wonder, no faith. The universe hides its treasures behind uncertainty, so only those who trust can find them. When you surrender, you stop demanding to know every step. You simply keep walking. You realize that clarity is not given before the journey, it unfolds while walking. Think of the ocean. No wave tries to go backward. Each wave rises, peaks, and dissolves, trusting that another will follow. In the same way, life rises and falls. Moments of joy, moments of pain, moments of clarity, moments of confusion, they all come and go. When you surrender, you stop fearing the rise and the fall. You learn to ride both with grace. You know that no storm lasts forever and no calm is permanent. Everything is motion, and you are learning to move with it. Surrender is humility. It reminds you that you are not the center of the universe. You are part of it. You begin to see that your life is interwoven with countless others, that every experience is part of a greater design. You start to soften. You forgive more easily. You release grudges that once kept you heavy. You understand that forgiveness is also surrender. It is letting go of the need to rewrite the past. You no longer need to win arguments, to prove points, to be right. You would rather be at peace than be correct. That is alignment. There is beauty in releasing control. It allows life to surprise you again. You start to notice synchronicities. Numbers repeating, encounters happening at the right moment, messages appearing when you need them. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. They remind you that the divine has been walking with you all along. When you surrender, you tune yourself to that frequency. You become aware of guidance that was always present, but hidden beneath your resistance. To surrender is to trust the divine timing of everything. The flower does not open because it wants to. It opens when the sun rises. The river does not rush because it is impatient. It flows at its own pace. The same law governs your life. When the right time arrives, what is meant for you will unfold effortlessly. Until then, your task is to stay aligned, not anxious. Alignment is your responsibility. Outcome is God's. Sometimes surrender means staying. Sometimes it means leaving. Sometimes it means speaking. Other times it means silence. The key is not in the action itself, but in the energy behind it. When your energy is peaceful, any decision you make will lead you closer to your truth. When your energy is chaotic, even right actions bring confusion. That is why surrender always begins within. Once your inner world is still, the outer world begins to mirror that stillness. In moments of deep surrender, you may feel an immense wave of calm. It is as if the weight you carried for years simply dissolves. That feeling is not imaginary, it is freedom. You are no longer fighting with reality. You have accepted it. Acceptance is not approval. It is acknowledgement. It is saying, this is what is happening right now, and meeting it with presence instead of resistance. What you accept, you transform. What you resist persists. There is power in the words, I don't know. They open the door to wisdom. When you admit that you do not know, you become teachable. Life can now show you what you could not see before. Surrender removes the arrogance of certainty and replaces it with the humility of curiosity. You stop assuming and start observing. You become a student again, of yourself, of others, of life itself. Eventually, you realize that surrender is not a single act. It is a way of being. You practice it in small moments, when traffic slows you down, when plans change, when someone misunderstands you, when outcomes differ from expectations. Each time you choose peace over frustration, you strengthen your alignment. Slowly, surrender becomes natural. You no longer react, you respond. You no longer cling, you release. You no longer fear, you trust. And then something extraordinary happens. Life begins to flow in harmony. People enter your path at the right time. Opportunities appear effortlessly. Challenges still come, but they no longer shake you. You meet them with calm eyes and a steady heart. You understand that everything is happening for you, not to you. You no longer chase signs. You become the sign. You no longer look for blessings. You become one. Surrender transforms your relationship with the divine. Prayer changes from asking to listening. Meditation changes from seeking silence to merging with it. You no longer talk to God. You begin to talk with God. You realize that the divine has always been responding, but your noise was too loud to hear it. When you surrender, the noise fades. What remains is communion. So when tomorrow comes, when 13th of November rises, remember this: you do not need to control the dawn for it to appear. You do not need to command the sun to rise. It rises because it is aligned. And you, too, will rise when you are aligned. Let this be your prayer. May I trust the process more than my plans. May I align with what is, rather than fight for what isn't. May I flow like water, patient, soft, unstoppable. This is not weakness, it is strength beyond measure, because the one who surrenders is the one who cannot be broken. The one who flows cannot be trapped. The one who trusts cannot be shaken. In surrender, you return to your natural state, peace. You become part of the same intelligence that moves the stars, opens the flowers, and breathes through every living thing. You become one with life itself. And that is the hidden meaning behind every challenge, every disappointment, every unexpected turn. They are all invitations to surrender, to remember that you were never separate from the divine flow, you only forgot. Every time you let go, you return home to that remembrance. So let go again, let go completely. Because in letting go, you finally receive what was waiting for you all along: freedom, peace, and the quiet knowing that everything is, and always was, perfectly aligned.